So Joseph, what got you into vinyl?
Well, it's really what got me back into vinyl, really. You know, back in the day, I had records just like everybody else did. Collected them, listened to them, the fun of going through them, but kind of got back into it just a few years ago when my son, who is now 26, said, "Dad, I want to get a record player. I want to get into vintage audio." And that got me back into it, especially when I heard him playing it in his room.
And you have taken it to another level.
Just a little bit, just a little bit. So kind of through some friendships and starting to collect, the overflow of it led me to meeting with a couple of guys, and turns out one of them was into record collecting a little more than I was. You probably know about it, but so he was a member of the Alabama Record Collectors Association, the main group out of Birmingham. And so when I met with him, we started talking records, started talking collecting, and he said, "Did you know there used to be a Huntsville chapter years ago?" I said, "I had no idea." So he said, "Well, would you be interested in starting up or helping us start up the Huntsville chapter again?" And I was like, "I want to hear more." And so when we met a couple times over dinner, started talking about it, it sounded like a lot of fun, and here we go.
So tell me about, our first meeting was in December.
Yes, the first meeting was in December. We probably had about 14 people there. You came, we had a great time talking about our first record that we bought, kind of with our own money, you know, not as a gift.
Right.
And so that led us to every month, we kind of have a theme. You know, like this past time, we talked about the first concert we ever went to, or a meaningful concert that we went to. And of course, what do you do when you go to a concert? You want to come home and buy the vinyl, you know, and listen to it and relive those memories of the concert.
And where are you meeting?
So we're meeting now, it's a Huntsville chapter, but we're actually meeting in downtown Athens. But we probably will migrate this way. You've graciously offered to let us have some meetings at your place here, so we're looking forward to how we're going to grow it. We've been averaging about 12 or 14 members at each meeting, and everybody's been very excited about it, very receptive. You want me to talk about some of the cool things we've got planned in the future?
Please.
So we want to do some road trips where we do kind of the Record Collectors Trail. We want to go to Nashville. We want to go to Birmingham. We want to visit other stores around the Huntsville area and just see what they have to offer, you know, meet the owners, kind of just bring everybody together. I tell people that music is the one common thing that brings everybody together. It really does.
This is true. This is very true. Now, you also have a business involved in vinyl.
I do. So my collection and my starting to purchase a lot of stuff kind of overflowed
I know that one.
in a quick way. My detached garage became so full of stuff that my wife encouraged me to open up a store. So now I sell vintage vinyl. I sell vintage audio equipment and speakers and stuff. House of Sound is the name of my place, and I'm loving it because I'm meeting people, and instead of having to search for stuff, they're coming to me now with vintage things. Of course, with vintage stuff, you have to have it checked out, have it serviced, make sure it's working. But yeah, that's led me to a whole nother, it actually led me back to you know, because you and I go way back.
We do. We do. We missed about 20 years in there somewhere.
We did. We went from car stereos to home audio.
We absolutely did. We did. What's the next step for you?
Well, a few more years of working my day job.
I got you.
And then I'm probably going to look to retire soon. So, you know, who knows? Who knows what direction we might head? But I would love to take the store a little bit further, you know, maybe do some expansions and start to collect more. But just connecting with the local record collectors in the community, and even if you don't have a huge collection of records, some people, I still have a lot of CDs. You know, I still have cassettes, Chip. So it's just music. It doesn't really matter what the form of the music is. It's just that bond. There's certain artists I love to listen to on vinyl. There's certain artists or bands that I had rather listen to their CD because of the clarity and the quality of it. And then every now and then you got to throw that old school cassette on there and relive those high school days.
I've still got some of the mixtape stuff.
Yes, sir. Oh, we hadn't even talked about mixtapes.
It gets
Kids
deep.
these days don't even know what that is.
It gets deep.
Yeah.
Tell us how to get in touch with the Record Club.
Okay, so the Record Collectors, it's the Alabama Record Collectors Association. We have a web page, we have a Facebook page set up, and the Huntsville chapter has its own Facebook page, so you can search Alabama Record Collectors Association and look for the Huntsville chapter. Okay, so my business is called House of Sound. It's a large booth in the basement of an antique store called Vintage 72. It's on Highway 72. If you're kind of headed out of Huntsville, just about the time you get to Jeff and Slaughter, it's on the right there. It looks like a small store, but we've got a huge booth. I've moved 3 times because I've just brought in more and more equipment and more albums, and I have lava lamps, neon signs. It's a really cool man cave spot.
Just for the record, it'll happen again. This is Mike and I's 6th location.
Is that right?
It is.
Well, that's what happens when you're having fun.
That's exactly how this goes.